Matt.
Hi, Jess.
So excited to have you.
Yeah.
We're going to talk about backlinks today.
This is going to be great.
Yeah, I can't wait to dig in and see what it is that you have to say about backlinks. I know that we have a great resource on our website talking about backlinks. So this should just enhance that resource today.
Yeah.
So I'm going to hit you with a few questions about backlinks, and then I need you to bust a couple myths for me today.
I love myth busting.
Okay. And then we need to also offer, obviously, people a couple of quick tips of how they could start their backlinking or linking journey.
Yeah.
So are you ready for this?
I'm so ready.
Okay. My first question is, what the heck are backlinks? Talk to me about that.
Yeah. So, I mean, super high level in the simplest terms, it's literally just a website that's not your website that's linking to your website.
Okay.
So, you know, the whole internet is made up of these links. That's how the web works. So basically, anytime, you know, you click on anything on a website, like that's a link. It's a hyperlink somewhere. So when those links are in your own site or they take you to another page on your URL, that's an internal link.
Got it. So really it's like anything external that's pointing back at you.
That's exactly right.
And why would something external point back at you?
That's a great question. The honest answer is you have some relevant content that's on your website that somebody else found and is pointing to and saying like, hey, I'm talking about this thing and this is another useful source that's talking about the same thing or something that's mentioned. You know, we can, without going too granular, like just understanding how link text works. And you know how it looks like when text is linked, you know, then it's what the words are saying is something relevant that should be pointing to, hey, if you click on this,
there's another source about this.
Right, that's going to talk specifically about this thing.
And I know we can do that both internally and externally, but we'll touch on that. So you mentioned something there about a relevant source. So is there such a thing as low quality and high quality backlinks? If yes, what are those? And which one actually holds more relevance?
Yeah, I mean, it's really the name of the game.
Yeah.
So like relevance is, you know, it is the major determining factor for quality.
Okay.
Because backlinks are a ranking factor. We're trying to acquire backlinks. The way to do it, you know, organically.
Yeah, I was going to say the high quality way.
Yeah, the way to do it is just make great content. Other people will see it. They'll be like, hey, I want to reference that in what I'm talking about. There is also a propensity, just like anything, for abuse. So like low quality backlinks are like, hey, I know links are a ranking factor. Backlinks are a ranking factor. How can I get as many as possible?
Sure.
And there are services out there that are shady, like link farms and things like that are basically like you can pay to just get a bunch of backlinks, but if they don't have anything to do with your content, well then not only are they irrelevant, but they're actually potentially harmful to your attempt to show up in search.
Okay, so that's interesting because so it sounds like Google's intelligent enough, or obviously there's other search engines, but Google's intelligent enough to identify that if you have what I'm going to say are garbage external links on your website.
Yes. You know, probably the more professional term is toxic.
Yeah.
But like, So, I mean, Google's algorithm is always learning, always growing, and being able to identify toxic links, shady links, things that have zero, you know, to do with
value.
your content. Yeah. Like it's going to be able to see those and then be like, you know, that doesn't make sense. So we're kind of teetering along the line here of talking about like, well, am I trying to actively get these backlinks or are they just showing up?
Yeah.
So
let's touch on that because that kind of goes into my next question because you started to like drift in there was, okay, is there a natural versus paid backlink? What's the right approach? And I know we were talking about, you mentioned like link farms, et cetera.
Right.
Weave that in there. Tell me a little bit about link farms, natural versus paid. Can you paid? Is paid okay?
Right.
Natural's more ideal. What are we talking here?
Yeah. So I'm going to give you the classic SEO, like it depends.
Oh my gosh.
There's a lot that's wrapped up in there. So like the best way, I already said it earlier, like you make great content, people see it, they want to point to it. That's organic, backlink accrual. People are just naturally linking to great content because they want to share, the messaging that you have, or it validates some point that they're making in their content or something like that. In an ideal state, that's what Google would love. That was the only thing that was happening.
Yeah.
But because it is a ranking factor, sometimes you want to be able to proactively
go out and get those links for yourself, right?
And that doesn't necessarily, equal shady. Let's say, for instance, another player in your space.
Sure.
They have content and you identify like, hey, we've got this piece and you've got this piece, and they really go well to each other.
Yeah.
It makes sense for us to share links back and forth. So that is another way. Backlink prospecting is what we would call it.
Yeah.
And you can either do that by yourself using your own network, or you can pay somebody to backlink prospect for you, whether that's on your own staff or you pay a service. But essentially, they are identifying, hey, where would relevant links make sense?
Yeah.
And then proposing that to another website.
Yeah. So there are quality services out there where you can pay. It's not all shade.
That's right.
Yeah. So what this sounds like to me is, rather than human networking, this is like website networking.
It really is.
Yeah.
I mean, you'll hear us say it at the office a lot, like Google's a giant popularity contest. It's trying to see, are there other people on the internet that think that you're an expert, that you have authority, that you're trustworthy as a source. Like all of those things are, again, Google is taking all of its information and aggregating it to try to rank, whatever's most relevant.
Yeah.
So this is a piece of identifying relevance in your content.
Yeah. So you want to be quality, and you want websites of quality to connect to your quality in an ideal world.
That's right.
Really naturally, but you can pay to have that done.
Correct.
Yeah. Okay, cool. So now let's kind of talk about the importance of a diverse backlink profile. So this plays into the link farms you've mentioned, but can you expand on that? What does that mean, a diverse backlink profile?
Yeah. So, backlink profile is literally just a list of what are all of the links that are coming to your site, and all the referring domains is what are the websites.
Where do you find this list?
So,
I must know.
There's a bunch of different places. The easiest is using a tool, an SEO tool like SEMrush or Moz or something like that. They typically have, audits that will then give you a peek at your backlink profile. Where are all of these backlinks? What pages are they
coming from?
What domains are they coming from? All of that stuff.
Okay.
So the diversity piece, again, just lends itself to staying away from black hat tactics. Which is you're trying to get a bunch of backlinks, and you get them in a short amount of time, and they all come from, this location or this network of sites. Like, those are easy to tip off at, this guy probably paid for all of these backlinks that don't really have anything to do with his website, that all come from the same location.
Yeah.
So the diversity is again, just another marker on how are you accruing these backlinks? Where are they coming from? And what is the relevance of the domains that are linking to your website? Yeah,
this could be like a pre-tip the audience. So really expand your network there.
Right.
Mingle a lot with other people in your space and make those connections.
Yeah. And, we talk about your website being a salesman. That's part of what being a salesman is that networking piece, finding how do I get my content in front of the people that I could help.
Yeah. Okay. I love this. So are you ready to bust a couple myths for me?
Yes.
So we kind of touched on this, but we weren't super clear. Tell me, are more backlinks always better for rankings?
No.
Okay. We got to know. We got to yes or no. No, it depends. I love it. Yeah.
Just more backlinks isn't always better.
Yeah.
I would point way more to quality backlinks.
Okay. Less, but quality.
Well, yeah. As many as you can get is great.
Yeah.
But they have to be quality.
Okay.
Otherwise, they're not really helping you at all.
Okay.
And again, Google is understanding, if Bob's Auto Mart is linking to rival mind for some reason. Like
you're like, why?
Yeah.
Yeah.
What is the relevance? What's going on here? But the analyzation of that would come like if we've got, a specific article where we're talking about something having to do with, mechanics or something like that. Well, that would be a relevant link.
Yeah.
If it's linking to an article where we're
talking about skincare.
Yeah, exactly.
Like
that doesn't make any sense.
Yeah.
And so those are the things that you
want to look out for.
Right. Without going super deep, your backlink profile is, it's telling that story.
Interesting. Okay. So this one, let's be super clear. Myth number 2, we've talked on it, but we haven't necessarily said yes or no. Is any backlink a good backlink?
I'm going to give you a hard no on that.
Okay.
Just for what I just said. Look, a good backlink is something super relevant from another trusted source. In those terms, we could say, what domain authority does it have? These are things that we want to pursue to make sure a good backlink. If I'm going to say this is a good backlink, man, everything about it is great. It's going to another resource that's talking about the same type of stuff. The link text was great. All of that makes a good backlink. Yeah. So not all backlinks are created equal.
Yeah. And if you cannot figure that out on your own, find someone that does, an agency, maybe like www.rivalmind.com. We'll take care of you. We'll figure that out for you and we'll do all the work.
Right. And the key is it's one piece of your SEO strategy, being able to start with SEO 101, work through all the pages,
build
optimization.
Yes.
Hey, we're going to do some content. This is yet another bucket in which we're paying attention and then trying to gain visibility and authority by understanding what's happening in your backlink
100%,
profile.
100%. Okay. So give us 2 tips that we could walk away from the show today with that would help someone out there, whether it's internal linking or whatever link strategy. What are 2 tips you can think of to provide the audience with?
The very first one is make great content. Don't try to be something you're not.
Okay.
Don't try to create fluff. Don't just
be authentic.
Yes.
Be authentic.
Don't throw a prompt into GPT and just whatever it pumps out, just slap it on your website.
Yeah.
Good, helpful, content is going to be the way that you acquire backlinks organically.
Okay.
That's tip number 1.
Tip number 1. Okay. Tip number 2.
Tip number 2 is a little bit more strategic with understanding how does your content strategy actually work together? So it actually, while they're not necessarily solely backlinks, it will help acquire more backlinks by you having a good internal linking strategy where you have a, whether we call it a pillar piece or whatever, but you have multiple different resources that are connecting into one main resource so that it becomes its own little web of look at all of this helpful content that we have around this particular topic cluster.
Yeah.
Those things will then also be more attractive to other websites trying to link back to your content.
I love that. Our content manager always refers to that as a spider web.
Yep.
So within your own website. Yeah. So I love that.
Or a wagon wheel, depending on who you're talking
about. I love this. This is awesome. Great tips. I hope that everyone got something from this. I know I just learned something. So thanks.
Awesome. Thanks, Jess.